Hi, we will now discuss the idea of gratitude versus attitude. You see, when we receive something, it's a very, very, very important concept because that thing that we received can either be a blessing or a curse. And it has nothing to do with, does it make us feel good? Did we want it? It has only to do with one thing. If we have the humility to say thank you for it. Why? Because the Alter Rebbe, one of the greatest Jewish mystics ever, said that if you give a humble person something, he becomes more humbled, right? So somebody who feels, I don't deserve anything, and you give him something, he's like, wow, thank you so much. And he doesn't feel more deserving, he feels blessed and lucky, but it doesn't make him feel arrogant. But if you give somebody who's arrogant, let's say like a spoiled child, they deserve everything, everything's given to them, they don't know that they're fortunate, then whatever you give them, it actually makes them more entitled. So whenever you get something, by saying thank you for it, what happens is you then develop the capacity to have pleasure from it. But if you, God forbid, don't say thank you think, oh, that was me, well, then the next time you don't get what you want, you say, what's wrong with me? I'm so successful, and now I'm not so successful anymore. And it can make frustration and anger and very negative things. So what I'd like to share with you is, first of all, an example that's brought from a very, very wise Jewish rabbi. His name was Rabbeinu Bechaya. He wrote an amazing book. I really suggest you read it, called Duties of the Heart. And he gives an example of two people that are shipwrecked on the ship. One is an older man, and the other is a child. And somebody comes on this island, and he sees these two people, and he has compassion on them. So he takes them in, and he gives them clothing and food. Now, who would appreciate what happened more? Well, obviously the older man. Because the older man doesn't have expectations of such a reality. But the child will think, okay, I've got a new reality. This man is my God. And so therefore we see how by recognizing that everything is a gift, we suddenly have appreciation instead of entitlement. We become happier instead of eventually angrier. And to conclude with a short story that a friend of mine, unfortunately he's passed away, Stephen Loeb, an amazing human being, and he got ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, which is a terrible disease, and basically it takes away the muscles of a person, eventually they die. And so he was a little bit into this disease, and he knows he's going to die within a few years, which was not a fun thing to know. And he was amazingly happy. In fact, I think the truth of the matter is he was happier after he had the disease than before. And I said to him, Steve, what has ALS taught you? And he told me the gift of life. And I once asked a friend of mine, Dr. Kulik, I said, how is this that this man now is happier than he was when he didn't have the disease? So he said, well, now he appreciates the gift of life. Thank you.